Hello everyone, JDev Creator, the JDev Entertainment Network has returned once again to give you precisely what you want, which of course would be more of me because I'm in such high demand and quite frankly, I'm all that you're going to need, especially with the coronavirus pandemic, giving everybody a special video, specifically an appreciation video to show appreciation to those that have recommended certain TV shows over the years, shows that I've either finished watching or currently am still watching. So just want to give those individuals some props. But before I do that, if you could show me some props and like this video, share this video, leave a comment with your thoughts or any TV shows that you'd like to recommend that you think I'd watch, and of course hit that sub button and subscribe to the channel to show your support. That would be greatly appreciated. Again, it doesn't take very long to do all those things. If you just do one of them, that would be awesome. So let's get started with these TV shows. These are all TV shows that are in my top 25 favorite TV shows of all time list in no particular order. We'll start off with The Sinner. Now, I was DVRing this show, but I had like 10 episodes in my DVR, which usually, if I'm doing that many, chances are I'm just going to not watch it and delete it eventually. But the On Again, Off Again Kim recommended that show that I watch it, and I did. And that first episode is crazy. And I've finished all the first season, got through a little bit of the second season, but I'm still watching. I still plan on watching it, but that first season was amazing. So, The Sinner, I recommend it. Second, again, in no particular order, we have The 100. Now, this show, I had seen previews to it, and it looked interesting and looked entertaining, but I'll have to give the credit where credit is due to my roommate, Matthew, or Matt, a.k.a. Grubby, and Jamar. If it wasn't for you two, I don't think I would watch The 100, and I would not have the privilege of watching such an amazing show. Again, in no particular order. Stranger Things. Surprisingly enough, nobody recommended this show to me. I just happened to watch it one day because I was bored and had nothing to do. I guess if I had to give credit where credit is due to it is, I'd have to give the credit to Trevor of Trev's Chan 2 on YouTube, as he did a review for it, and I just happened to listen to one of the reviews he did for it, and I liked what I heard, so that's why I watched it. So, not that he directly told me to watch it, but his review video gave me a reason to watch it. So, Stranger Things. Big Bang Theory. Well, Big Bang Theory is an amazing show. I had no idea what the show was about. The title of it just sounds stupid. And Don, my buddy Don, over the years, was always telling me to watch Big Bang Theory, but he never told me what the show was about. Or he lost my attention span and I stopped paying attention to him when he was talking about it. But I'll have to give major credit to Eric, a.k.a. E. Marvin, for getting me to watch that show, as he had it on one day, and it just so happened that Penny was on screen, a.k.a. Kaylee Cuoco, and I'm like, who is that hot blonde? And sure enough, what I did, went right in my room and started watching Big Bang Theory because of Penny and E. Marvin. So that's why I'm watching that's why I'm watching Big Bang Theory, and that, of course, is in my top 10 favorite list, top 10 favorite shows of all time list. Game of Thrones. Now, this one is an amazing show. There's a couple people that have a lot to do with this one. Number one would probably be Matt, the roommate, a.k.a. Grubby, because he had the DVDs for Game of Thrones. So I had the access to watch them. Now, I'm not a big app guy. I don't like to download a lot of apps, so I wouldn't have probably got the HBO app. I would have got HBO, but I wouldn't have got the HBO app. And then I'd have to thank Alex, because he just talked about it so much and said how amazing it was. I'd probably have to thank old supervisor Stacy, just from her enthusiasm of talking about it one time. And then last but not least, another shout out to Trev's Chan 2. Just started listening to random reviews of Game of Thrones that he would do. Yeah, it gave me some spoilers, but it sounded more interesting listening to him talk about it than just hearing other people talk about it. And then he did a review and said, greatest episode of a TV series ever. And I was like, wait a minute, that should be Walking Dead. So that really got my, piqued my interest. So, Game of Thrones. All those people, thank you. The Shield. Now, this show I've only watched one time, but I watched it. Have to give all the credit to Don, and I own the series, and I do plan on watching The Shield, not to be confused with Agents of Shield, but The Shield with Michael Chiklis. Again, these are in no particular order. Oh, here's a good one. Breaking Bad. Now, there's two people that have a lot to do with this one. Number one was a guy named Matthew R., who was a district manager for a temp job that I had, who just happened to work with me one Saturday afternoon or Sunday. I don't remember which day of the week it is, but we, for some reason, started talking about TV shows, and he really went in depth about Breaking Bad and told me, you have a overqualified, teacher, chemistry teacher that develops cancer, and him and one of his students start cooking meth, and that him explaining that had a large part of that. But then the other person that has a large part of that is actually Becca. Now, Becca was a pretty good-looking chick that I, worked with, and one day we were talking about it, and she started going in detail about Breaking Bad. I'm like, oh, I got to watch this show just to have have something to talk about with her on a daily basis. So right away, I started binge watching Breaking Bad. I got it done in about 3 weeks, 2 weeks, something like that. I went pretty hard on Breaking Bad for a time period there, and I've watched that show countless number of times. At least 6 times I've watched Breaking Bad, if not 7 or 8. I lost track. So Becca and Matthew R., wherever you are, Matthew R., thank you for the explaining Breaking Bad. And Becca, thank you for being so beautiful that I wanted to watch a TV show that you were talking about. Ozark. Well, surprisingly, nobody had anything to do with me watching Ozark. I just watched it because I wanted to watch it. Simple as that. The Walking Dead. Obviously, my current favorite TV show of all time. And surprisingly, no particular person had anything to do with me watching The Walking Dead. The reason why I started watching The Walking Dead is because I had a roommate, Eric, that would set the DVR to record so many damn TV shows. So I started recording things on his DVR, and he thought somebody in the building had hacked into our cable line. I don't know what he had this theory. So Walking Dead was on the programs, and to make it look legit, I would record random shows on my DVR. One of them was The Walking Dead, and then one Sunday, I think I watched an episode live, just for the hell of it. And because I heard, I saw Facebook posts about it when it first started. It was in season 2. And from that moment on, I started watching it. Now, I wasn't really impressed with Walking Dead when I first started watching it, but the key is I had nothing else to do. So I kept watching it, and eventually the end of season 2 was crazy good. And as soon as that was over, I went back and watched season 1, and then was, of course, ready for season 3. So Walking Dead, no particular person other than the fact that I wanted to annoy my roommate Eric that would record too many shows. Orphan Black. Again, another show that should be in the top 20. The people responsible for me watching Orphan Black would have to be 2 people. Have to be Matt, a.k.a. Grubby, the roommate, because he had the discs, the Blu-rays, so I could watch them. And then the person that would talk a lot about this. See, Matt, the only thing he would say about Orphan Black, get ready for Clone Club. That was his only line. But Keeley, somebody that I work with on a regular basis, was the one that would explain the show to me and go in depth about the show. So those 2 people can thank me for, or I can thank for watching Orphan Black. And now we have Katie, who's watching Orphan Black, and she just loves it. Ow! True Blood. True Blood, it's a show that I was interested in because it looked cool. Not a lot of people really went in depth about True Blood to me. I'd have to thank Don for lending me the Blu-rays. Otherwise, I wouldn't have watched it. And then I would have to thank Alex for very, very, very minor conversations about it to pique my interest. I mean, I'd go in Best Buy and I'd see the box set there and I'd be like, I should just buy that. I think it would be a show that I'd like. And the show, it's in my top 20. It's good. So those are the people that are responsible for that. The Strain. I've got a lot of people hooked on The Strain right now. So Erica and Katie and Boniface can thank me as well as these people for getting me hooked into the strain. That way they got hooked into it. Buddy of mine, Jason, back in the day would recommend it because we like Walking Dead. He never went into detail about it. He just said you should watch The Strain. So I remember that. He did recommend it to me. And then the ex, Kim, she said that I would really like it. And she said that a few times, but she didn't go into detail about it, by the way. And then the last person that went into more detail about it would be the YouTube channel, Trev's Chan 2. Would do reviews of The Strain. Again, like Game of Thrones, I listened to some of his reviews. Knew a little bit of spoilers, but for that show, I didn't really remember any of them. And I started watching the series, and lo and behold, I finished it. Bought all the discs, and I own it myself. And Katie, Erica, and Boniface can thank all those people for getting me to watch it. So they are now watching it. They've already, Erica and Katie have finished it already. Lost. Well, Lost is an interesting show, and at a certain point, you're probably lost watching Lost. I'd have to thank Matt, the roommate, aka Grubby, for getting me hooked on Lost. As it's a pretty good show, and I don't even mind the end of Lost. A lot of people hate the end of Lost. I don't mind it. I think it's pretty good. How did I get to watch Lost? I don't remember the exact specifics of watching Lost. I know I watched it with him, but I don't remember how I rewatched the whole series. I think we're Lost. I actually watched the last 2 seasons, and then went back and watched 1, 2, 3, and 4. I can't remember the exact way. And actually, you know what? I have one more person to thank for Breaking Bad. Just somebody that gave me access to watch Breaking Bad on Netflix. Talked to me about it a little bit, and that would be Crystal. Crystal W. Somebody I worked with in the past, she gave me her Netflix information because for a while there I wouldn't get my own Netflix account because I just wanted to go buy everything that I wanted to see. So just want to throw it out there. And then this one, there's nobody that actually got me to watch this show. I just started watching that on my own, and that would be Dexter. Luckily enough, at the time I started watching Dexter, I was unemployed, and gave me, I didn't have to just watch one episode. I could watch multiple episodes because I had nothing else to do. And that's why I started watching Dexter and fell in love with that show. And that's definitely one of my favorites. It's number 2 right now. That and Walking Dead are my 2 favorites. Those are fun shows. And Dexter I've probably seen 8 times. And I just absolutely love it. So those are the TV shows. Thank you to all the people that I named for giving me the drive to watch those shows. And if you haven't seen any of those shows out there and you want more information, certainly leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll give you as much details about the show without spoiling big events in the show to give you maybe the motivation to watch it. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Again, thank you to all that recommended certain TV shows to me. And of course, J-Devil will be back again soon with another. Peace.